Kristina. I finished top 4 in Croatia Nationals. I played DoomZ and was first in Swiss. So for the deck I played 3 Alara, she's the best starter, 2 Drestia. I didn't have the third one, didn't want to buy the third one and didn't even consider the third one, 2 was enough. 1 small power patron and 2 Malte. I didn't really need the third one, it never came up. This is like a third Malte. When you start with change you most likely destroy this, search the Lara, and it's fine. The third one, I think it's not necessary. The best card in the deck, 3 Jupredo. It's the best way to play 3. Only 1 Dark Fairy. Medias is shit, you don't want to see him, you don't want to draw him, you don't want to search him, it never comes up, you don't want to normal summon him. Even turn 3, it never came up, so I wouldn't play him. And this, even if you draw him, it's fine, and you use the spell as a foolish, and you don't really lose anything with it. And the last monster, 1 Regulus for the combo. For the spells, 3 Terminus, it's a 1 card combo. I didn't like it at first because it plays into draw and it locks you into power patrons for attacks, and I thought that was bad, but then I learned how easy it is to OTK with Jupiter, so this card was very good and I would still play it at 3. And 1 field spell for the combo. I always side it out going second because you don't want to go -1 for it. 3 change, you want to see it. It's not the best starter, but you want to have it in hand in case they interrupt you or something. And 2 raiders. Some people are playing 3, and I don't think that is necessary because it's easily searchable, and I think the deck building theory is slowly changing. Just like in Branded, they are playing multiple duos because it's not that important to see a specific card, but to see multiple different cards. And you kind of want to draw it, but you can search it with many other cards, and you don't need the third one in the grind or something. So I think 2 is enough. Then for the equip spells, I'm playing 3. I'm playing 2 Drestia, 1 DoomZ. There is an argument to play 2 DoomZ and 1 Drestia because this can equip from the graveyard, but it's better to draw. It's a extender if you have multiple monsters in hand, and it's a board breaker. And the biggest reason I wanted the third equip was because turn 3, when you summon Drestia, I want to have an equip in deck so I can immediately equip her with her own effect, because if you just summon her and you have to equip this from the graveyard to her, she's a sitting duck and they can remove her very easily, and I didn't want that to happen, and it did come up a couple of times to have the second copy. It makes your plays much easier. I'm not comfortable with just 1, so I decided this would be my 41st card. And then for some spice, Premature Burial. I think this is not just a Genesis card, it was very good all day. You need it for the Spell Canceller combo, which is in the side. But I decided to main it because it's good going second, because then your Diactorus is actually much better as a board breaking card. You summon him, destroy 1 of their cards, search this, reborn him, Reflario, destroy 1 of their cards again, and most people didn't expect it. So when you use Jupredo or something to destroy a Malta, you can use this to reborn a Malta and then go into the actors, and that is very strong in my opinion, and I really liked it. I even like to draw it. It's not a bad card to draw. It gives you some pushes, and the most important thing is that people don't expect it and don't know how to play around it. So I'll still main it. And then I play the one trap card because you need it for the combo. I also never side this out because you most likely will need it for the Jupiter OTK, because you don't want to summon Drastia too early. You want her to be the final push. You bait everything, you clear everything, and then summon Drastia and equip on summon with Drastias. And when you do that, most likely they won't have any other monster effects to activate, so you won't get the equip that way. So you use this to give her one more equip. You destroy it with change, and change adds the Drastia equip spell. So you have this equips, Drastia equip, her equip on summon. That's 3 equips. That's Jupiter Reborns, and that is OTK. For the non-engine, I got some questions. Why did I play 14? That seems too much. I disagree, because all the non-engine you play is high quality and has a specific reason. So Ash as a single hand trap is not that great, but you can Ash the Charmies, and you can say that the Charmies are not very relevant, but if they charm you, you don't have the 2 Omni Negates, and I think the Ash is worth having just to protect your play, and also it's decent against branded or rogue. You can use it in. It's very versatile, so I would still like to main it. Then I played 3 Fuwa. It's one of the best hand traps into every rogue deck. It's decent against branded. They lose a couple of interruptions, and that's more than you can ask of any other hand trap. Into Cool Tune, it's also fine. You get a couple of draws on their turn, you get a couple of draws on your turn if you top deck this, and it's a decent hand trap into most matchups. It's always at least an upstart goblin. Then to draw, this was mainly for the Mitsurugi because I expected there would be a lot of them, and I was right. The draw is also good in the mirror, and sometimes it can stop branded or Cool Tune. Not very likely, but game 1 it can come up. Then I played one Magnamut. This is a pseudo engine card because you can search all your main deck dragons, so Alara, Malta, and Restia. It's also good against branded to remove their fusions, and against Cool Tune it changes your top deck, so that's actually very relevant, and against the Mitsurugi to banish their Munakumo, so this was good. One called by to protect you from draw, from other hand traps, and it's good against branded when they use the Sorcerer Ecclesia. It's good against the Striker when they use 0. It's just a good card, so I think you should play it. One talent, I didn't really see that much, so I'm not sure how good it is, but in theory it's good into mirror. You take their Drastrius and then overlay your Graflario over him. The trap goes away, you get value from it, so in that situation is good. If they hand trap you and you have a lot of pushes, look at their hand, draw 2. It's a versatile card, and in theory it's good. I borrowed 3 crowns. Shout out to Mikicic. They were excellent. I felt really good every time I saw them, especially into cool tone, and it also came up in branded to crown their albas and stop them from getting to mirror jade. I will continue to main this. Another quick spell option is Fallen and the Virtuous, but I didn't have any extra deck space because I wanted to play the spell canceller line, and that takes some extra deck space, so there was no room for Fallen. If I didn't play the spell canceller, I would probably main Fallen, because you can also destroy your cards as well as theirs. It's recursion, so it's decent. About Super Poly, I'm not sure. I never really tested it because I knew I didn't have any space for it, and I didn't want to buy the Sea Theseus. If they see the Super Poly in your hand, they can sometimes play around it, and I really didn't want to risk the clip or whatever that banishes from the extra deck to randomly banish the Sea Theseus. I would be so triggered and would probably lose because I would be so annoyed. And you also don't want to discard any cards. You want to use everything in your hand, because it's usually enough to break most boards, and the last push is, like I said, the Drestia. I don't think there is any other relevant quick play. Maybe Droplet, but you don't really have any good cards to send off it, and the same way you don't want to discard for Super Poly, you don't want to get rid of the cards in your hand for the Droplet. That's for the main deck. For the extra deck, I decided to play 1 Clockwork, so the Terminus is 1 card starter without Medius, 2 Directress, 2 Griflaria, 2 Justia, the standard. I played 2 Jupiter. I'm not sure if you need a second one if you use the Clockwork Knight. I never actually summoned the second one, but I still wanted to respect the cool tone, and I didn't want them to banish my only Jupiter, so, or some random Kashtira unicorn or something. I think for that reason it's decent enough to play 2. Then for the combo, 1 Mirror Maker and 1 Sargas and 1 Varudras. I think you should always rank up the Drestia on your turn. You don't want to give anyone the opportunity to Super Poly you without committing any of their cards. I heard much about the Panzer Dragon. Everybody was commenting, "Oh, you should be afraid of Panzer Dragon." No, you shouldn't, because you should just rank up the Drestia on your turn. It plays around the hard drawn Impulse or hard drawn Ogre, and also the effect to equip on summon is just bait. The effect to negate is much more important, and you want to negate the cards as soon as possible. So and you want to be able to equip the trap card as soon as possible, and for that reason I recommend to everyone to use her effect on your own turn. And every time I didn't use, I felt like I lost because of that. So that's a quick tip. And for the OTK you need this. You can also play Dugares, but this is much easier to make. As I said, you bait every interruption, then summon Drestia, equip her with 3 cards. Jupiter reborns the Graflario this over him, and that's much easier than have one extra level 4. Then you need Jupiter to summon another level 4 and then overlay to the goddess. It's much more difficult to do, and it's highly unlikely that you will have that many resources, and for that reason I think this card is better than the goddess. And for the spell canceller line, I decided to play these 2. You need to play these 2. There are combos on YouTube to explain how to do it, so I won't go into much detail. You attach spell canceller to him, overlay 1 Jupiter him into this, the spell canceller falls off, you use the premature burial to reborn him, and that's it. Then for the side deck, I decided to play 1 Gamma Seal and 2 Santa Claus. 2 Santa Claus because you can summon both to their field, and the third one because if for some reason you don't manage to OTK, you don't want to give them 3 draws. So this is mainly for the Kultur matchup, but I also sided it against Branded sometimes when I was afraid of the Diabel star that says you can't, that you must set your spells before activating them. I sided out the crowns and put this in because if they summon that Diabel star, the crown is dead. So, and also for the mirror to remove their gestures from field. Then the Book of Moon, also mainly for the cool tune. I didn't play any mirrors, but I also wouldn't side this in the mirror because I am afraid of other people playing spell canceller, and also it just trades 1 for 1 with their negates, and the trap to Gesture's is much a bigger problem than those negates, so I wouldn't side this in the mirror. Then I played 1 Joyous Form and 2 Diddy Crow. Joyous Form because he's the other best bestial and you can search him with Magnamut, and 2 Diddy Crow because it's more versatile in Mitsurugi. You can Diddy Crow their ritual spell when they try to add it back with a purple one, whatever it's called, and that might ruin their combo. So it's also good against Branded. You just snipe the fusions in the end phase, so that's fine. For the back row removal, 1 Lightning Storm and 1 Duster. This is for the mainly for striker, but also it's a good option for Branded. Most of their interruption comes from the back row. If you can deal with that, you can easily bait the Ecclesia and the Quem, so, and the Cartesia. So I also side this in Branded. Against Mitsurugi trades 1 for 1 with the trap, and I think that's fine. They don't have that many interruptions. They only have that trap and Murakumo, and then in non-engine they have, but you can play around it. So if this trades with the trap, you only need to bait the Murakumo and then you win. That's for that. And for the going first options, I played 2 Unbreakable XYZ Barrier, 1 Solemn Judgment, and 1 Spell Canceller. Spell Canceller is for any deck that plays Fallen the Virtuous. So basically everything except the Cool Tune. I didn't really win that many dice rolls, and I won most of my games 2-0. The one time I did summon him, it won the match, so I think it's worth it. Even if especially if people become more aware of this deck, they will side more dark rulers and other board breakers, droplets and stuff, special super poly. You hate super poly, so I think this is the best way to deal with that. You can't rely on hard drawing the traps, and they can bait them with duster or something. So I really think this is necessary. And for the barrier, in theory, maybe this should be solemn report, but I didn't want to buy it. I had this from before, and it's actually decent. It gives you an extra pop, so, and extra bounce, because you detach from Sargas, destroy something on the field, and then Sargas triggers to bounce something or destroy something other. A cute thing you can do is you can bounce your premature burial that is equipped to spell canceller, and he will still stay on the field, and you have a premature burial for your follow-up play. So I think this is actually maybe on par with Solemn Report, and especially because Solemn Report is 30 euros, this card is that card is not worth 30 euros when you have this. So.
And why no shifter?
Oh yes, shifter. I tested with it and I really didn't like it, because yes, technically you are a shifter deck, but every card you have becomes much worse and your combo is much worse. When you shifter, you can only make the Drestia into Drestius with a trap, and I felt like that is not enough. Even if your opponent is shifted, they might still have some Ash or Imperm, or I'm not sure if Harmonia works on the shifter, but if it does, Harmonia, and that was too much of a risk for me to make. Also, when you shifter, your equip spell, the Drestia, becomes much worse, because if you use it as a board breaker, it goes into banish, and then you can't equip from the graveyard, and I felt that was much more important than for them to be shifted. And you can't use Jupredo, and he's your most important card. He destroys their cards, it gives you follow-up and more pieces to play with, and he goes to the banish if you use the effect and not to do extra, and that is really the worst part. Jupredo is the most important card in a deck. Without it, the deck sucks, so you don't want to cripple your engine pieces for shifter. That is a one-off, a Seki one-off. If you see it against Mitsu, you cry, and it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Also, a quick editor's note: if you think I didn't explain something very well, or you disagree with me on something, write in the comments below and I will try to answer as soon as possible. I played mostly against Mitsurugi and Branded. I didn't play any rogue decks, it was all meta. One cool tune. I should have won 2-0, but in the last step I misplayed and played into Harmonia that destroyed my Drestian field. I should have used the small power patron to rank her up, so the Harmonia wouldn't do anything. But still I won game 6, so it's not that important. Yeah, I think that's it. I played against Striker, Mitsurugi, Branded, one Cool Toon, one Archmage, and in Top Cut, in top 8 I played against Branded, 2-0'd him. Branded is actually your easiest matchup, but in top 4 I lost to Branded Dracotail. I hate the deck. They should have banned 5 mana, they should have destroyed the Arthalion. Who wants to see that shit deck? more. It wasn't it enough. I didn't play for the entire season because of decks like Yummy and Jerkotail, and they still exist. Why? Just why? Melis too. In top 4, I went first against Brandon Jerkotail. I won game 1. Then game 2, he full comboed me, and I still managed to break his board, but they get so much follow-up. They have 6 more cards in hand at the end of your turn, and this deck, if it doesn't kill, it doesn't grind well. So he won game 2, and game 3 it was very unfortunate. I bricked, I drew 2 equip spells, 1 premature burial, spell canceller, Magnamut or something. It wasn't enough, and he had almost all engine. So in theory, if I managed to combo and managed to put the spell canceller, I felt like I could have won even top 4. My only loss in Swiss was against Branded because I misplayed, and I should have won that also. But the guy I lost to was second, and the guy I lost to in top cut was a winner. So I still think I performed really well.
Any shoutouts?
Yes, I would like to shout out Nikicic for borrowing me the crowns, and I would like to shout out my boyfriend Siki, which was who was my biggest supporter and my cheerleader. And I would like to shout out my testing group, Renato, Persha, Modesto, Božo, Chalto. Sorry if I didn't remember someone. And yeah, the deck is good. It seems difficult at first, but when you understand the cards and the way they interact with each other, it's not that you just need to know the lines. So I would recommend it to anyone who wants to have fun going second.
Awesome. Thank you.